helping keep modern Manx history alive.
Mr. Nichols, news today, of course, of a price rise yet again. I mean, this is obviously not good news for the consumer.
No, you're right. We've had to implement a fuel cost adjustment as a result of really, I'd say, soaring feedstock prices that we've experienced since probably August of last year.
What's this going to mean to the average householder?
Well, we've got two distinct tariffs on the island. One is our natural gas tariff, and that's a 0.53 pence per unit increase, and for our LPG customers it's a 1.15 pence per unit increase.
Can you break it into a sort of an average for a household?
That's about £53 per year increase for our average central heating customer, and about £115 for our average LPG central heating customer.
Well, obviously you're going to say it's outside your control, aren't you?
Well, yeah, and that sounds like an old chestnut, but that's an absolute fact. We're doing everything we can to control our internal costs, and that's got nothing to do with this rise, Paul. This is simply a fuel cost adjustment. Our standing charges are staying exactly as they were. So we will monitor the feedstock prices. If they go down, we'll only be too pleased to reduce the prices for our customers as soon as we can.
How does this work then? Explain to the average person who doesn't understand how it all works. You buy ahead, don't you? I assume in some way.
Well, we do. We do for natural gas. That's very good actually. We can buy ahead, and as a result of that, you can see that there's a big difference between the price rise of natural gas versus LPG. Sadly, for LPG, we buy it on the spot market, and it's that's really impacting us. And we're paying approximately 50% more per tonne of LPG that we buy today than we were in August, and that's a very considerable increase in our expense.
So it's going to hit people who are not on the natural gas system, but overall they will be coming online at some point, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you like, the light at the end of the tunnel is at the end of 2012, when we've completed the natural gas conversion programme. There will be an all-island tariff, so it won't matter what product you're burning, whether it's LPG or natural gas, they'll be paying an all-island tariff. So that is good news for our customers. Just sad that we can't bring them good news at this immediate point in time.
Because the problem is, it's not just you, obviously the electricity as well is more expensive on the Isle of Man, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is a fact that we're relatively small consumers. We're right at the end of the distribution system, and those two factors go to influence very largely the size. I suppose a third factor is we're relatively small number of consumers having to the minimum number of employees to serve a relatively small number of customers.
Well, whenever you normally announce a price rise, the government people, the watchdogs, would normally be jumping up and down and wanting to look at your books and get involved. Have you had that so far?
Well, we always give prior notice to the Office of Fair Trading, and they're pretty diligent in what they ask us. And as usual, we've been to them, we've explained what the drivers are, and we've provided them with that information.
Because the perception on the Isle of Man is you are monopoly. And people don't like monopolies, and they always think they're going to get a raw deal, and they can't go to the competition. What do you say to those people who think that?
Well, we are not a monopoly energy supplier. We do compete, particularly we compete with oil for central heating. And we basically, if you look back at the 2008 report by the Office of Fair Trading, they concluded that the returns that we were making and we make today, we're sticking to that same formula, were appropriate for a company of our size and in this island circumstances. And that's really the way that we are approaching this.
Big pay freeze, most people aren't getting pay rises, this is going to hurt.
Yeah, and this is not good news for our customers, and I can say that we've held off for as long as possible. The price rises take effect from the 17th of February, and we couldn't hold off any longer, but we have tried to leave it as long as possible to try and get through the worst of the peak for our customers.
And I know you haven't got a crystal ball, but is there any chance you think in the future of prices coming back down?
Well, I'm an optimist, and I would like to think so. But we've reached the $100 barrel again. The market seems to think that that's what oil should be, and LPG particularly is linked to that. So, I think the most optimism that I can give my customers is at the end of 2012, we'll be weaned off of LPG to a very large extent, and I think that's going to be very good because natural gas, whilst it's still relatively price volatile, is in no way as bad as LPG is currently.
Please subscribe to the Isle of Man TV archive channel. Thank you.